My friends, welcome to this episode of the Outdoor Gear Review. I hope you all are doing well. What I have here is my cook kit. Inside of this, I have a stove, fuel, pot, spoon, a lighter, so on and so forth. I carry this kit with me on virtually every adventure that I go on. Maybe it's a backpacking trip, or it could be even a day hike. This kit is not the focus of this episode, but rather a pouch that I have inside of it. When stepping into the outdoors, my friends, there are very few things that are more comforting and crucial than being able to start a fire. A fire provides warmth, light, a means to cook, a means to sterilize water, and in times of desperation, it can provide hope. With that being said, everybody, starting a fire in less than ideal conditions, for an example, after a heavy rainfall, during a harsh winter storm, or during a sudden downpour, it can be extremely difficult and daunting. That's why it's so important to have a fire kit, and that's exactly what this pouch is, and that's exactly what this episode is all about. You may not have any idea what a fire kit is, and that's okay. In this episode, I'm going over every single aspect concerning this kit, and I will assist you with building your own. Over the years, my personal kit has evolved and it has changed shape, as I have honed it for my own personal needs, the potential conditions that I'll face in my area where I'm camping at most of the time, and for the environments that I frequent. I want you all to think of a fire kit as a specialized collection of essential tools that's been curated with the conditions that you're personally going to face, that you're most likely to face. And also, it's tailored for the environments that you're going to be frequenting. A fire kit is something that you put together by hand. You do not purchase one of these that are pre-made. And that's because you want to make sure that this kit is designed for you and for the conditions that you're likely to face. A fire kit is specifically designed to help you start and maintain a fire, even in challenging situations. It may be when it's rainy, when it's snowy, when it's windy, icy, and so on. This little kit is your personal arsenal against the cold, against the wet, and it's a vital companion for any camper, any outdoorsman, any outdoorswoman, any hiker, survivalist, prepper, kayaker, canoeer. It doesn't matter. When you step into the outdoors, you need a kit like this. Before going any further in this episode, I want to make sure that you all understand that I'm not trying to sell you anything. That's not what this episode is about. But rather, this episode's all about safety in the outdoors. It's all about being prepared for when things go wrong. And guess what? Things go wrong, folks. Unfortunate things happen. People get lost. Gear fails. And that's why you need to develop your own personal fire kit. Every single time that I head out for an adventure, I have this with me. And at the same time, I'm protecting it. Let's say that I'm out for a backpacking trip. It's inside of my backpack where it's protected. If it begins to rain, I can put a pack cover over my backpack and it stays dry. Let's say that I'm out for a kayaking trip or I'm in a canoe. It's in a dry bag. This is a very important aspect to your fire kit. You have to protect it. And that's something that you need to consider with your fire kit. What good is it if it gets wet, if it gets damaged? That's why it needs to be protected. Something else that you need to consider is that a fire kit should be well stocked. It should be compact, portable, and it should be lightweight. If it's big, if it's cumbersome, if it gets in the way, you're less likely to take it with you. Take a look at the size of my kit here. This is a very small fire kit. At the same time, it's very lightweight. Here in a minute, we'll talk about all of those details. But for now, let's continue to focus on what a fire kit is. With your fire kit, it should contain a variety of items that address different fire starting methods, and it should cater to diverse conditions that you could potentially face. With that being said, here are some components that you should consider for your fire kit. I've gone ahead and broken these down into sections. The very first section deals with the pouch or the carry bag that you're going to put your kit in. You need to consider the type of bag, the size of the bag or pouch or box or whatever it is that you want to build your kit inside of. For myself, something like this really works well. First off, you have a grab handle. It zips shut. I can attach this to my backpack. I can put this inside of my cook kit. At the same time, this is very durable. Here in a minute, I'll discuss what this is and we'll take a close look at it. But that is section 1. The next section is ignition sources. And I'm talking about lighters. I'm talking about matches. I'm talking about ferro rods. You could throw flint and steel into the mix into your fire kit, but that one needs to be carefully considered because that is not a foolproof product by any means. That requires quite a bit of experience. While all methods require training, this is especially true with flint and steel. Additionally, inside of your fire kit, you could also have a torch. Those are the ignition sources that you should consider for your fire kit. When it comes to these items, when it comes to the ignition sources, you need to have more than one. It goes back to the saying, 1 is none and 2 is 1. You need to have redundancy just in case your matches get wet or your lighter breaks. you need to have a backup. The next section is starters. So we have ignition sources, then we have starters. Basically, you're going to take your lighter and get blank to burn. The blank in this case are your starters, and there are many different types of these. The best fire starters are those that feature some sort of fire accelerant, something that makes them burn longer and hotter than natural tinder. A few examples of some fire starters include hexamine, Vaseline-soaked cotton balls. These type of fire starters are compact, lightweight, easy to light, they burn for a long time, and they put out a lot of heat. And you can use these to get your fire going, even in wet, windy conditions. An additional type of starter is fat wood. Think of this as resinous wood that can be found at the base of pine trees. You can also make your own. Basically, it's wood that's been soaked with whatever type of product. It might be resin, it might be something man-made, but this is incredibly handy to have with you because you can shave off what you need, use your ignition source, get a fire going, and you're set. Or if you need to, you could burn the entire piece of fat wood. Everything that I've detailed in this section, again, is a starter, and it's designed to help you get your fire going. You use this as your base to get other debris to burn, other sticks, other limbs, and so on. You're starting here and you're building on top of that so that you can have a fire that will keep you warm, keep you dry. You can cook food, you can sterilize water, and you can create light. Inside of my kit, I personally like to carry starters that feature a fire accelerant. I want to give myself every single edge possible. The last section to go over before taking a look at my personal fire kit is additional tools. These are items that you need to consider whether or not you want to put these inside of your fire kit, such as a fire bellows. This is a handy tool that is used to gently blow air into your fire. That way, if you're burning wet debris, this will give you an edge. This will allow you to put a lot of oxygen into your fire from a distance. A magnifying glass, a candle, even a small knife should be considered for your kit. This is my personal fire kit, and this is what I've been developing over the last 10 years or so. So you can see here that this is a very small kit. I can tell you all that it's very lightweight, and at the same time, I can tell you all that it is absolutely packed full of supplies. Supplies that could save my life just in case something goes wrong when I step into the outdoors. With this little pouch here, this is from Vanquist, and this is one of their slim pouches. This is a very small kit here. This measures 6.5 inches long, 4.25 inches wide, and it's roughly 1.5 inches deep. The weight on this is only 10.6 ounces. It's super lightweight. With this pouch here, you have a grab handle, you have some webbing on here, you can easily attach this to your backpack, you have a pocket in the front, and you have 2 zipper pulls. Inside of this kit, you can see that it's absolutely loaded. We have multiple ignition sources. We have multiple types of starters, lighter, pocket bellows, ferro rod, fat wood, matches, numerous strikers. This is what I carry with me on every single adventure that I go on. And I have used this kit over and over and over again. This kit has assisted me in so many different ways, folks. The thing is, let's say that something goes wrong, right? I have this kit, and that's the most important thing. I'm prepared. With this, I can get a fire going no matter the conditions. With that being said, let's talk about what I have in here. Right here, we have a lighter. Here we have a pocket bellows. I spoke of this previously. This extends out like a car antenna, like an old car antenna. You blow on this end, you put this in next to your fire, and you can blow oxygen into your fire to get your fire to burn. Here we have a flint and steel. We have some matches. Over here, we have additional matches and also additional strikers. The reason for this is very simple. The strikers on matches are very sensitive. They're very delicate, especially when it comes to moisture. That's why it's always a good idea to have additional strikers with you. You have 1 striker on each side of the box, and that's not enough. Over here, we have igniters for my kit. And again, we have redundant systems. Lighter, matches, more matches, ferro rod. Inside of my cook kit over here, I have an additional lighter. Now, folks, let's talk about the starters for this kit. So we have fat wood to start off. Again, I could burn these individually, the whole thing, or I can cut them up and burn little chunks if I need to. Here we have some fire fuses. Basically, these are cords that have been soaked in beeswax. You can pull them apart and they burn for quite a while. Here we have some Bigfoot fire starters. You take these, you twist them, and these will burn for a long time too. Now this, I'm sure you're wondering what is. No, these are not pills, but they are capsules. Capsules filled with magnesium powder. When you dump out the powder and ignite it, it burns exceptionally hot. It's very hot, very fast, and these are really nice to have just in case. Additionally, we have some more matches. I'm a big fan of matches, folks. Also, we have some more Bigfoot fire starters. That's all that I have inside of this pouch here. Let's go over to this side. We have some jute twine. This stuff is very fibrous. You could spread it up and it catches a spark very easily. Look at how much I have here too. There's a ton. In this bag, this is solid fuel. Each one of these burns for a very long time. And folks, that makes up my fire kit. This, my friends, is my personalized fire kit that I've developed for myself over the years. With this, I can get a fire going in wet conditions, windy conditions, in snowy conditions. And when it comes to a fire kit like this, I want to say this one more time. It needs to be small enough and lightweight enough that you can take it with you. It needs to fit inside of your pack and you need to forget that it's there. If it's so big, so heavy that it's a hindrance, the odds are that you're going to leave it behind. And that's what you do not need to do. With my kit here, it's very small, very lightweight. I mean, crazy lightweight when you think about all that's inside of this. You all saw what I pulled out. This is a fully stocked kit with no bullshit in it. And that goes back to what I said previously about pre-made kits. You do not need to purchase anything like that. Oftentimes they are full of absolute garbage. They are full of products and items that you simply do not need. With your kit, it needs to give you every single advantage to get a fire going. Yes, you can use this kit when you're out camping and you want to get a fire going, but at the same time, it's there for you just in case things go wrong. With your fire kit, it needs to be tailored to your own specific needs and environments. Consider factors like the climate that you're going to frequent, the duration of your outings, and your personal preferences when it comes to fire making. Be prepared to alter your kit based upon your plans and also your needs. As they change your kit. My next bit of advice as I wrap this up is that you need to familiarize with every single component inside of your kit. Learn how to use each one of these. Learn when it's best to use each of these components. Familiarize yourself with the tools, with techniques. Practice building fires in different types of conditions. Gain experience, gain confidence. Refine your skills, and if you discover that something doesn't work, get rid of it and replace it. This is not a bushcraft kit. You do not need to load this up with items that do not increase your chance of survival, such as a flint and steel, in my opinion, or char cloth. While these components can be used, they're not foolproof. They require skill. They require technique. You need a kit, again, that gives you every single advantage. And I say this because there's some people out there that have an ego, right? They want to think that they can get a fire going in all sorts of conditions with bare bone materials and tools. That's not what this kit is about. This is about putting your ego aside and preparing for the worst. At the same time, it's about having a kit that you can use to get a fire going. It's not always about survival. If you want to have a flint and steel, if you want to carry char cloth and so on, you can do that. Put that in a separate kit. This is all about just in case. And at the same time, making your life easy. Practicing bushcraft, there's nothing wrong with that, but it is considered playing. This is not playing. This is serious. A well-prepared, well-thought-out kit that's also well-stocked is an investment in your safety and in your comfort. This kit here can be the deciding factor between survival and not making it. I know how that sounds. It's very dramatic, but at the same time, it's very true. And that's why you need to be prepared. And that, folks, is what this episode has been all about. Make yourself a kit, pack it wisely, practice your skills, and head out with confidence. Hopefully this kit will only be used to get a fire going at your camp, but just in case, you have a lot of tools and a lot of capability with you. If you have enjoyed this episode, hit the thumbs up. It helps a lot. If you have any questions, feel free to email me. The Outdoor Gear Review has a very active community, and I cannot wait to read the comments down below. What do you personally use as your fire kit? What sort of pouch or box or bag? Comment down below. Also, what do you have inside of your kit? How is it different than mine? One thing to keep in mind is that you do need to have redundant systems without going overboard. Again, look at the size of this kit. It is lightweight and small, and that's key. My friends, thank you very much for tuning in. I do appreciate it. I will see you all around. Take care, be well, strength and honor.